This is Toss Talk, where it's all about yard games, having fun, and what it takes to create social entertainment. With your host and creator, Kelvin, on Toss Tunes Radio.
Hey, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of Toss Talk. And today I have the owner and operator of the game Zber Disc. Yes, if you've seen this game, you'll see that it's the classic trademark. It lights up. It glows in the dark. It's a little take on a bunch of different games. Bocce ball, disc golf, horseshoes, croquet, a little bit of like regular golf almost. Like, this game has some unique rules. Very cool. And like I said, one of my favorite features is that it lights up. All yard games need to glow in the dark. It's not just a glow in the dark. It actually has a light in the game. So check it out. Links are in the show notes. Check out their Instagram, follow, grab yourself a set, and hey, let's get into this chat.
Hey, Kelvin. This is Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
Good this morning. Very good this morning.
That's good. That's good. It's nice to be chatting with you.
Yeah, no, great to be chatting with you. We got a nice morning here in Cody. A little snow on the ground, but the sun's out and it's a nice day.
That's good. That's good. Let's get right into it. I've seen your product on Instagram. I'm very intrigued by it. How did you come up with the game and where are you from? Let's get into the whole background story.
Sure. I grew up with three brothers, like to play games and family reunions kinds of things. And a couple of years ago, we played some nighttime bocce ball, and I was really looking for another game that you could play at night. Was kind of the thing. And yeah, it started out just in front of my shop. There was a piece of 4-inch aluminum irrigation pipe laying there, and I cut it off to about 3 or 4 feet long and stood it up, and we could throw a frisbee disc at this. And if it hits it, it'll make a noise, and you get a point, and it just kind of evolved from there. And then putting the lights and lighted poles really turned it into the nighttime game that makes it fun.
Yeah, it looks very cool. It's very unique in its look, but also just the fact that it does light up. I'm always an advocate. I'm like, all yard games need to actually glow in the dark or light up.
Yeah, no, that's what really it's good to play during the day. But then you go in and have a burger and eat something, and then come back out after dark and play it at the dark. And so we like doing that.
That's very cool.
But yeah, what really helped is, I'm an engineer, construction guy by trade, but it was just the LED lights. You couldn't have done this game 20 years ago. It's just the LED light technology and the little power that they draw that you're able to do this. So kind of that's what helped make the game work for a nighttime game.
That's very cool. Does it work? Do you have like little batteries that come with it, or how does that work?
All the batteries. All the batteries come with it. Made it very simple. There's just a flashlight in the bottom that uses AAA batteries that we supply those. But if you're playing a lot, you can always get a set of rechargeable ones.
Oh, nice.
So each of the pole has 3 and has a little flashlight down in there in the bottom, and that's what lights up the poles. And then the LED on the frisbees are really efficient, and those just use a couple of watch batteries in those. And they last a long time. Those LEDs just pull very little power.
Okay.
So you set up, there's 5 poles. And so you set those around the yard. They're all freestanding. You don't have to drive a stake. And as you could see from the video, we're playing out here in the snow.
That was a cool video.
We had it came to me on Thursday or Friday of last week. It's we need some of these blow up figures and play around with these Christmas Santa Clauses and Frosty the Snowman and the Grinch. So it ended up good.
God.
But Yeah, no, but so you got 5 poles, and they're numbered 1 through 5 with the light shining through the hole, and that's how you can tell which hole
Okay.
that you're playing to. And so it's obviously throw pole number 1 first. If you hit it and knock the golf ball off, then you get 1 point. Unlike regular disc golf,
Uh-huh.
I just wanted this to be a very simple, family-friendly nighttime game, so there's no scorecard or anything like that. And so whoever hits the pole first, they get 1 point, and that's it for that hole. So then everybody just picks up their frisbee and goes to the next hole.
Okay. Um, yeah, so
And then for
this is a interesting take on like disc golf. Is that where you got your inspiration from?
well, a little bit. I like to say it's kind of a combination of 4 games.
Yeah.
Bocce ball with the lighted, disc golf, obviously, croquet. We got a poison rule in here, so that's a little bit of croquet, and then from the playground kind of thing, a little bit of horse. So
Oh,
whoever gets the 1 point on the hole, then they go last the next time, because obviously it's an advantage to go first. So to give
okay.
them set them back, they go last. And you only play with 6 people. You only play to 3 points. So very easy to keep track
Nice.
of the score. Although I did order your tally tumbler to help us out, so we'll see how those work
Yes.
out.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you.
I know. I saw your products. Like, oh, that'll work great with the game to keep track of the score. So
Yes,
yeah, we
yes.
can incorporate that.
So, what version are you on from your original concept, just from randomly creating it to now? Because it does look very nice.
Yeah, major, always little improvements, but probably about version 3. The
Okay.
first one was just a piece of vertical aluminum pipe. The next one is I went down to the hardware store and just got some PVC pipe and started drilling some holes in it and put the flashlight in it and lit it up. Then finally, just smaller and lighter pipes and just working on little tweaks here and there. But so this is probably the version 3 of any major changes. So it's very lightweight, easy to put in a bag and to carry to the beach or the mountains or wherever you want to go with the game.
Very cool. And what's the meaning behind the name?
Well, it's hard to name a product anymore. That was one thing that I definitely learned.
Oh man.
uh, it was, obviously I started down the route of some kind of golf or frisbee, and boy, those names are just, they're all taken.
Yeah.
Somebody's already having fun
Oh,
using those other names already out there. So I kind of came in putting them together. I mean, just going through literally hundreds and hundreds of different combinations of letters to something that was unique. Obviously, with Google anymore, you want something unique so
yeah.
people can find it when they Google it. So anything with the word disc golf or frisbee in it, you're just so far down in the Google search engine that you never come up.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's very
So
unique. I like it.
it's kind of just kind of a unique word in Zber, and Zber is trademarked. So
Nice.
I got a trademark on a 4-letter word, which is pretty good. And then with the IP, there's also a talking about you mentioned the look of it. I got a design patent on the poles, and then a utility patent on the lighting system for it. So it's been a few years that's a process to go through, is getting patents and trademarks, and it's obviously not inexpensive. So, but a fun
Yeah.
process, learning process.
And when did you start like making it, or when did you officially become like a little business? Like, how long has it been?
Well, yeah, it was the summer of 2017. Our neighbors were having a family reunion, and that's where the aluminum pipe kind of started. I said, "No, got to come up with a game for everybody to play." And so that's where the aluminum, and then quickly went to the PVC pipe. But kind of evolved
Nice.
from there. So 2017, and so along the way, getting the patents, getting the company set up. And then working another job besides. So, most entrepreneurs,
I know, right? Gotta have that. It's a side gig.
yeah, you gotta have somebody to pay the attorneys and all the filing fees and all of those kinds of things. So, so we really started to roll it out this fall a little bit more. We were planning on doing that in the spring, and in fact, we went to a dude ranchers convention and wanted to get it out to some of the dude ranches so some of their guests could play, kind of thing. And that was in February, and then we all know what happened in March.
Yeah, I know.
So,
gosh.
Any marketing plans for going around to concerts or festivals or anything like that? It just kind of slowed everything down, and so.
Yeah. But I do see this game being a little bit of a hit at like events and stuff like that, especially like being like a nighttime game too, for like a nighttime event. Because you don't really see too many games that actually glow in the dark or have lights and stuff on them.
Right. Yeah. No, there's very few out there that you can fully play by itself, standalone, lit up. I mean, yeah, you can play cornhole, under the lights, and there are some lighted cornhole games, which is a great game. But this one's just a little bit different in that, you've got five poles, and actually you have 10 because you play out 5 going out, and then you play the same 5 going in the opposite direction coming back.
Okay. And
so you really have kind of a 10 hole game.
Yeah. And how far away do you like set them apart?
Well, that's the great thing. First off, there's hardly any rules in Zber, so you can be as creative as you want. And so, if you have 6 and 8 year old kids playing, you might put them 20, 30, 40 feet apart. As you get more skill, we've put them a quarter mile apart. You can
nice. So you can like set it up like your own little course almost.
Right. Yep. And that's one of our sayings for it is set your own course.
So, I like that.
whoever wins the game, with the poles being so portable, they get to build the next course.
Oh,
and so they can move.
That's cool.
They can move the poles around wherever they want. You can put them up on a porch. We put them on retaining walls. We've put them out on a dock in a pond. So whoever wins, they get to set the next course, and along with it, they get to make up the rules. So you can say things like, okay, so this is a little bit from the basketball game of horse, is, okay, from hole 3 to 4, you've got to throw with your left hand or your non-dominant hand. Or you have to throw between your legs to get to hole number 5.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So every game is different. The holes are in different positions, different rules, and you just get creative with what you want to do with it.
Yes,
and add a little more into it.
Yeah.
From Croquet, we've got what we call the poison rule.
Oh, so, yeah, what's that?
And it's an optional rule depending on how competitive you are. But say one of the players is about to win, and he's laying close to the pole, and he's going to go out if he gets his next turn. Well, one of the players can land on his disc, and you poison him, and then he is out for that hole. He's not out for the whole game, but just for that hole. So now you've saved at least another day because he's not going to win because you poisoned him.
I like that.
But it's a little risky to poison.
Yeah,
it's a little risky to poison because if you bounce off, that doesn't count.
Okay.
And this kind of comes from growing up with the brothers. Is you're playing at night, so you can't see as well.
Yeah.
And so there could always be a little controversy of whether you hit him and bounced off or not. Or not controversy, a little discussion.
Yeah.
As brothers are wont to do is whether you actually hit him. So everybody has to be able to walk up there and go, oh, okay, he's still touching him, so he is out.
Okay. Nice. I love that. The horse rule, though, like, it's awesome to just kind of make it up as you go a little bit. It adds like excitement to the game and changes it up every time. Like I don't really think there's any other games that are kind of like that.
Uh, and then that's a great thing if you got a small area. You make up a rule like you can be, say you're playing the hole 4. You could be standing right next to the pole 4, but you say, okay, but you have to go out and around that oak tree and come back.
Yeah.
So things like that. It's just not a straight shot. You can add in, you have to throw it between the legs of the swing set. Just whatever you can dream up. The guy who wins the game gets to make the rules.
Nice.
So.
Got to be creative. Putting some creativity in there.
All right, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. We'll be right back after this short break. Hey, what's up, guys? Quick question. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Seriously, think about it. What are you passionate about? Do you know all the little subtle nuances that go on in the show, The Breaking Bad? Yeah, it was old, but you could still debate about it. Or do you want to talk about how daylight savings time should not exist anymore? Well, whatever you want to talk about, podcast it. And Anchor is making podcasting easy for everyone. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free. Did you hear that? Everything? No, not everything you need. For free. Did you hear for free? Yes. You can use it right from your phone or from your computer. You can edit and create and distribute and even take interviews all in the Anchor app. Anchor gives you all the distribution channels. You do not have to actually go to Spotify and be like, hey, pretty please, play my podcast. It's really good. No. Anchor is like, hey, it's already out there. But you can be on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many, many more. All over the Anchor app. You can easily make money, record it, get paid with no minimum listenership. So, download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get started. That is Anchor, ANCHOR.FM, and get started today. Do it. You won't regret it. Talk about what you love. All right, so welcome back. Let's get back into this chat.
Where are you getting the games manufactured at?
Well, I always wanted it to be a family game and affordable for families. And, 80% of the toys are all made in China. So this first batch, with a small quantity and trying to keep them affordable and not knowing how well it was going to do and wanting to risk as little capital as I could.
Yeah.
I found a good manufacturer in China, and he did an adequate job. Did a good job of building everything. But right now I'm looking at moving it to North America now that it looks like it's going to do something. So we're talking to a sourcing guy right now about getting more of it made in the States and North America kind of thing. So yep.
Very cool.
But we check every box. We open every box, make sure everything works, everything's okay. So we do our own quality control here. So the games all came here to Cody, Wyoming, and we just want to make sure that when somebody orders one of our games that they're getting what they think they're getting. So we check each one of them.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, it is tough to get things made here. I think it's like a little extra hump just to make it work.
It is, we have great manufacturing, but you call up somebody and you say, well, I only want 500 pieces of injection molded, and I've been in manufacturing, and they just can't do it. They're just set up for bigger quantities generally. So
I know.
Yeah,
it sucks for the little
You've
guy
been through
sometimes. This. Yes, yes, I know how it goes. My tumblers they're coming from overseas too as well. So. Yeah, there's no like stainless steel that is made around here. It's kind of crazy. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're out, like promoting the game or describing the game to new customers, what are some like misconceptions like people say right before they start playing?
The biggest one online is just because of the frisbees and the poles, is people think it's disc golf, and I guess that's the biggest thing. Is I keep getting, well, this is just disc golf. Well, it's not really, because we don't do the pars, and you only have, it's a recreational frisbee. It's a full size frisbee, 175 grams, but it's just a recreational game frisbee. And it's different in disc golf that you're not, each hole is different every time, and there's no pars and bogeys and all of that to have to keep track of. So it's still a little like disc golf of anything, but we just kind of tried to make it more family friendly, and obviously the night aspect of it.
Yeah. Do you play disc golf?
I have a little bit, but I'm not a serious disc golfer like some people are. No.
I hear you. I know. Since like doing like this podcast and everything, and being like in the backyard game world, I've been seeing a whole lot more of disc golf, and I'm like, oh wow, this is actually like a little bit of like a thing, like a movement going on with pro cards and all this stuff. I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah, no, you go around and they got some great courses out there, and a lot of fun. And when I initially started, I kind of headed towards the disc golf manufacturing kind of guys, but as I thought about it more and as it went along, they've got, it's kind of a different sport. So
it is. It really is.
Yeah.
So what are you currently excited about? Anything coming up for the business? Anything new going on? Being an engineer, my social media skills are not very, are lacking some. I've gotten some posts out there and stuff, but I've got a person coming on after the first of the year who really understands the Facebooks and the Instagram and all of those metrics things, and so I think she can really help get the game out there. Okay.
Because it really, it's a very demonstrable game. People, once they see it and what it is, they like it. Everybody who's played this has had fun playing it once they see it. So it's a totally new outdoor game, and those are kind of rare.
And it's also, when you have new games like that, it's also just really hard to promote and get out there without having somebody like being there playing it and then buying it versus like seeing it online and wanting it, because you get that different aspect of, you're not quite sure what the game is.
Yeah, no, exactly. We've played it in the park, and people kind of stand around, watching us like, okay, what do they got going here? What is what is this? It looks kind of fun, but I have not seen anything like this before. So because a lot of the games, are just tossing like horseshoes and back and forth between two items, and I kind of call those a 2D game. And this is 3D.
I love that. I'm gonna start using that.
You can put these poles anyway, and literally up on top of a roof of a house, wherever you can safely. You need to do everything safely. Wherever you can safely put the poles, you can have fun doing it.
That is so cool. Let's move on to the random question round. Let the listeners get to know you, a different side of you a little bit. All right. So first question, burger night or wing night?
Burger night. I like a good medium rare hamburger. I'd say yes, a burger night and a beer.
Of course. Especially you get some nice home cooked burgers and just put whatever toppings you want on it.
Yeah, the burger's just so versatile.
It really is. Second question. So what is your favorite backyard game, besides your own game?
I like playing a good game of bocce ball out there lighted at night. It's kind of a 3D game. It's kind of wide open, and so I got a lighted bocce ball set, and so that's a fun family game.
I love that. I knew we could be best friends because I run a bocce ball league. So yes, bocce ball is my favorite. All right, third question. Would you rather vacation at the beach, the mountains, or to a city?
Well, my first response was the mountains, but then I live in the mountains. So Cody, Wyoming is in the mountains. So,
Yeah.
so my wife said, "Well, wait a minute, it's a vacation." So then it would be the beach. Definitely head for the beach. If I had to leave my mountains.
Yes, of course, of course. Last question here. What's the most influential book you've read?
Well, influential. Well, one I'm reading now, it's kind of interesting, is The Field, um, by Lynn McTaggart, talking about how just the science and the physics of how things are all tied together. Some
Oh, that's
interesting,
interesting.
thought-provoking stuff on how through the eye of physics and science of how everything is tied together through energy and those kinds of things. So that's the one I'm kind of reading on now.
Nice. It does sound thought provoking. I like that. I have to check that out. All right. Well, that's all I got for you. Some good answers there. Just got a couple more questions for you. So, looking back when you're setting everything up for your business, what's something like differently that you would have done when you started?
Probably the social media thing is preparing more for that, because that's the way the world works today.
Yeah.
And so it's getting and being, guys like yourself and doing podcasts and those kinds of things is getting more immersed and learning a little more about that. So I've been teaching myself along the way, but boy, it's a full-time job,
It
between
really
learning the
is.
new stuff and what's all out there. So
I
I
know.
would I would advise anybody who's thinking about coming is really hone up on those aspects of getting your game off the ground.
Yeah, it really is because you can get so intricate with it, and there's so many apps out there, and there's so many ways to advertise and different ways just to create content. It's like it can be very overwhelming, and yeah, a lot to learn.
Yeah. But having said that, one of the best, in the last few weeks that has gotten us quite a bit of press out there has actually been a article in the newspaper, in the Casper
Ah,
Tribune, and then the Missoula paper did a hard newspaper
that's very
article on us,
true.
and we've gotten a lot of people on that. So
Yeah,
it's
just
good.
Just like what Gary Vee says, it's like it's not about if it's new or old for advertising. It's whatever you get the best price for that has the most eyeballs looking at it. So yeah, if you get a good price on advertising in a newspaper, you could still people are still paying attention to it sometimes, you know. So still a lot of
Yeah.
TV advertisements that goes around too. So hey,
So yeah, so we're getting out, and a lot of that was mothers and grandmothers buying for kids and grandkids for gift. I mean, it makes a great gift for kids to get out and get them outside with the COVID going on. They
yes,
play their video games a lot, but at least a couple of times a day they need to get outside. And so any outdoor game besides
that's
just Zber
true.
Disc, but any outdoor game is a great one to
I know
give the
this is
kids.
like a interesting time, at least for yard games, because like everybody's at home looking for something to do. That it is a lot of family games out there that people could just play and have in their backyard.
Right. Yeah. So this is just one more. I mean, there's all games out there. All the croquets and the bocce balls and the cornholes. That's all good. This just gives you another a different game to play on a different night of the week. So
Yep, something else to do.
yeah.
Last question. As a yard game entrepreneur, what is your mantra or quote or inspiration that gets you up and gets you ready to sell some Zebra disc every single day?
Yeah. I don't know specifically zebra, but one that I've just for a lot of years actually came from an obituary. I was reading the paper one day, and there was for a Navy guy had passed, and he was 25 or 30 years in the Navy during Vietnam, and probably saw some serious duty. And anyway, they asked one of the grandkids what was Grandpa's favorite saying, so his favorite saying was, "Boys, I've seen Sirius, and this ain't it." So I've seen that guy has seen some serious stuff, and whatever was going on, it couldn't compare to what he'd probably seen in his tours of duty. So just remember that quote.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. A little extra thought in there. It's like, it's not, it's not the end of the world. Whatever problem you have going on, there's some serious stuff happening. This isn't it.
Exactly. And so, we're in the yard game business, and that's a little diversion from the seriousness of life. And so if we can bring a little laughter, that's the great thing about the game, is everybody stays together. As somebody scores a point, then everybody regroups and throws to the next hole. So it's a great game for bantering and giving each other kind of good-natured kidding kind of thing. So that's one of the great things, is it just keeps the group together, playing as a kind of a competitive, but yet as a team also.
Nice. I like that. I can't wait to play. Like I said, I like that it glows in the dark, and definitely it's a unique game, and it's just adding more diversity to the yard game world. So thanks for creating something cool.
Yeah, well, no, look forward to you getting one and playing at night. And that's one thing we've discovered, is with the wintertime, it's actually better, because you can go out and play at 5:30 or 6 at night, instead of in the summertime, you got to wait till 10:30 at night to play
That's
at night.
true.
So.
It's dark a little earlier. Nice. Got to put that in an ad.
It's actually good.
Yeah.
You go to our site and see those videos where we've got some in the wintertime, and it's a good wintertime game.
Yes, that's awesome. Oh man, well, thanks for hopping on and chatting with me about the game. I'm stoked about it. I'm ready to start sharing it to everybody, and looking forward to hoping to see you guys grow and get it out there more. Yep,
and that's one thing we're going to probably, after the first of the year, we'll get that better, is a little thing that we're going to call Where to Use Zber. And so when you come up with a unique place to put a pole, out on a dock, floating across the pond in a kayak, we've done that. Send us pictures of interesting hole placements. And so we kind of want to do a little community kind of thing of
Yes.
Where to Use Zber.
I like that. I'll definitely be contributing to that content. That is awesome.
Good. Okay.
Man.
Okay.
Well, yep. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll be in touch.
Okay. Well, thank you. Great talking to you, and have a good holidays.
You too. Later.
All right.
Oh, yes, that was Gary, owner of Zber Disc. As you heard, it is a glow-in-the-dark game that takes, elements from all games, just like a lot of these yard games do. And I am really intrigued about having a rule that you get to make up the next hole, the next rules while you're playing. That is just an awesome adding more fun to the game, and just very unique. Let's get more creative with these yard game rules, guys. Links are in the show notes, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Yeah, more games, more stuff coming up, and let's do it. Peace.